Ready to discover some amazing free camping spots in New Mexico? Hey there, CampLifeComfy crew! Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, we are happy to meet you. And go ahead, smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up to officially become part of the CampLifeComfy community. We are glad you are here and hope to provide you some great starter information and places to consider camping out in the neat state of New Mexico, the ballin' on a budget style. Let's dive in. New Mexico, the land of enchantment, and let me tell you something, the enchantment is free. We're talking about free camping, folks. That's right, pitching your tent under the stars without spending a dime. This is for all you nature lovers, budget travelers, and anyone who enjoys waking up to the sounds of birds singing instead of your neighbor yelling at their dog. Get ready to experience the beauty of New Mexico without breaking the bank. First up, we're heading north to #1 Carson National Forest. This place is a camper's paradise. Picture this, towering pine trees, crystal clear streams, and you, camped out right in the middle of it all. And the best part? Dispersed camping is allowed, which means you can set up your tent pretty much anywhere you can find a spot. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure book, but for camping. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Well, the catch is you have to be okay with amazing views because Carson National Forest is home to Wheeler Peak, the highest peak in New Mexico. That's right, you could be camping on the roof of New Mexico. Just imagine the Instagram stories, #camping goals, #no filter needed, #wish you were here but you re-not because you didn't know about this place. But seriously, Carson National Forest is a must-visit for any outdoor enthusiast. So pack your bags, grab your tent, and get ready for an unforgettable camping experience. Just remember to bring your hiking boots if you're planning on tackling Wheeler Peak, and maybe a Sherpa. Next up, we're heading to a place that's near and dear to my heart. #2, Santa Fe National Forest. This place is perfect for those who love a mix of mountains and meadows and maybe a gallery opening or two. You know, because Santa Fe. But seriously, Santa Fe National Forest is a camper's dream. You've got towering ponderosa pines, sparkling streams, and enough hiking trails to keep you busy for, well, at least a long weekend. And just like Carson National Forest, dispersed camping is allowed. That means you can find your own little slice of heaven and set up camp. Now, here's a fun fact for you. Santa Fe National Forest is one of the oldest national forests in the US. It's so old, it probably remembers when avocado toast was just avocado on toast. But hey, don't let its age fool you. This forest is still as vibrant and beautiful as ever. Now we're heading south to #3 Gila National Forest, a hidden gem in southwestern New Mexico. This place is like something out of an old western movie but with better Wi-Fi. Probably. You've got rugged canyons, towering cliffs, and more hot springs than you can shake a trekking pole at. And of course, dispersed camping is allowed. So you can find a secluded spot next to a bubbling hot spring and soak your worries away. Speaking of soaking, Gila National Forest is also home to the Gila Cliff Dwellings National Monument. These ancient cliff dwellings were built by the Mogollon people over 700 years ago, and they're a sight to behold. Just imagine, 700 years ago, they were probably complaining about the Wi-Fi too. But Gila National Forest isn't just about history, it's also a great place for hiking, fishing, and wildlife watching. So keep your eyes peeled for black bears, mountain lions, and maybe even a Gila monster or two. Just kidding. Don't worry, Gila monsters are actually pretty shy. Are you ready for more? Well then let's head to #4, Lincoln National Forest, where Smokey Bear roams free. Our next stop takes us to Lincoln National Forest, the birthplace of Smokey Bear. That's right, the real Smokey Bear. Not some guy in a costume at a county fair. This forest is a great place to learn about fire safety and enjoy the great outdoors. Plus, you can tell everyone you visited the birthplace of Smokey Bear and they'll be like, "Oh, how interesting," and then immediately never think about it again. But Lincoln National Forest is more than just a history lesson. It's also a great place for hiking, camping, and wildlife watching. And guess what? Dispersed camping is allowed. So you can find a peaceful spot in the woods and pretend you're Smokey Bear patrolling for forest fires. Just try not to eat too many picnic baskets. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but I'm more of a city person. Are there any free camping spots near a Starbucks? And to that I say, this is a video about free camping. Go make a latte at home. Next up, #5, Cibola National Forest. From desert to mountains, it's got it all. Next up, we're heading to Cibola National Forest, a place so diverse it makes a kale smoothie look boring. We're talking about everything from rugged mountains to scorching deserts. It's like Mother Nature took a road trip through all the best landscapes and decided to combine them into one awesome forest. And of course, dispersed camping is allowed because Cibola is all about that freedom of choice. Want to camp under the stars in the desert? You got it. Prefer to snuggle up among the pines in the mountains? Go right ahead. Cibola National Forest is like that friend who's down for anything, as long as it involves being outside and enjoying nature. Speaking of enjoying nature, Cibola is home to a wide variety of plants and animals, including black bears, elk, and even Mexican gray wolves. So be sure to pack your binoculars and your sense of adventure, and maybe some bear spray, just in case. Number 6. Rio Grande National Forest. Go with the flow of the Rio Grande. Hold on to your hats, CampLifeComfy crew, because we're about to dive into Rio Grande National Forest, a water lover's paradise. This place is home to the mighty Rio Grande River, which cuts through the forest like a giant watery python. Don't worry, it's not actually a giant python, as far as I know. But seriously, Rio Grande National Forest is a dream come true for anyone who loves fishing, kayaking, rafting, or just hanging out by the water. And did I mention dispersed camping is allowed? That's right, you can pitch your tent right on the banks of the Rio Grande and wake up to the sound of rushing water. Just imagine, you, a cup of coffee, and the gentle sound of the river flowing by. It's enough to make you forget all about the stresses of everyday life. Unless, of course, you forgot to pack the coffee. Then you might be a little stressed. Let's explore a little slice of earthly heaven at number 7. El Malpais National Conservation Area. Don't be scared of the Badlands. Get ready to explore El Malpais National Conservation Area, a place so unique, it makes a unicycle look ordinary. El Malpais means the Badlands in Spanish, but don't let the name fool you. This place is anything but bad. It's a geological wonderland of lava flows, sandstone bluffs, and ancient cinder cones. It's like walking on the moon, but with more oxygen and less freeze-dried ice cream. And yes, you guessed it, dispersed camping is allowed. So you can pitch your tent among the lava rocks and pretend you're the last person on Earth. Just kidding. There are plenty of other people who love camping in El Malpais. But you can still enjoy the peace and quiet of this incredible landscape. Just watch out for lava monsters. I'm kidding. Or am I? Next up, we're heading to number 8 Valle Vidal, a hidden gem nestled in the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. This place is known as the Valley of Life, and for good reason. It's a lush, green oasis in the middle of the high desert, with meadows full of wildflowers, crystal clear streams, and enough wildlife to make you think you've stepped into a Disney movie. Speaking of Disney movies, Valle Vidal is also home to a herd of over 1,500 elk. That's right, 1,500. So, if you see Sven, Olaf is probably not far behind. You're practically guaranteed to see them on your camping trip. And did I mention dispersed camping is allowed? You can find a secluded spot in the woods and wake up to the sound of elk bugling. It's an experience you won't soon forget. Just remember to pack your camera and your sense of wonder. And maybe some extra batteries for your camera because you're going to be taking a lot of pictures. Lace up your hiking boots and grab your backpack, because we're heading deep into the woods to get to number 9, the Pecos Wilderness. This place is not for the faint of heart, or for those who need a constant Wi-Fi connection. But for those who crave solitude, adventure, and breathtaking scenery, Pecos Wilderness is the ultimate escape. With over 223,000 acres of pristine wilderness, you'll find plenty of space to roam free and reconnect with nature. And yes, dispersed camping is not only allowed, it's practically encouraged. Just remember to pack everything you need because once you're out there, you're on your own. Well, not entirely on your own. You'll have the company of towering peaks, alpine lakes, and maybe even a few mountain goats. So pack your sense of adventure, your bear spray, and your best wilderness survival skills. And get ready for an unforgettable experience in the heart of the Pecos Wilderness. Our final destination takes us back in time to number 10 Chaco Culture National Historical Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that will leave you speechless. This place is home to the ruins of an ancient Pueblo civilization that thrived over 1,000 years ago. It's like walking through the pages of a history book, but way more impressive. Now, you can't camp directly within the park boundaries, but don't worry, there's plenty of free camping on the surrounding BLM land. So you can pitch your tent under the stars and soak up the ancient energy of this incredible place. And speaking of stars, Chaco Culture National Historical Park is known for having some of the darkest skies in the U.S., so be sure to bring your telescope or simply lie back and enjoy the celestial show. Just imagine, you, a campfire, and a sky full of stars, just like the ancient Pueblo people experienced centuries ago. It's a humbling and awe-inspiring experience you won't soon forget. So there you have it, CampLifeComfy crew, 10 incredible free camping spots in New Mexico that will make you want to pack your bags and hit the road. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more travel tips and adventures, and be sure to check out the description below for more information about these amazing locations and ways to connect with the CampLifeComfy brand. They've got all the gear you need to make your next camping trip a success. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful time navigating through New Mexico. And, as always, remember to camp life comfy.